hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute, La Paz video fishing report, coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and covering all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet for the dates of the 2nd through the 9th of September 2022. Wherever you are, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for checking in. Thanks for spending time with us, and please do us a big favor, give us a thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, lots to tell you about this week. I wish I could say that it was a lot about fishing. It really wasn't. This past week is the story of two storms that hit us kind of in a row, but it really messed things up. And for everybody that was down here, thank you for your patience. Thank you for hanging in with us. Thank you for grinning and smiling through everything that went on. Here's what happened this week. We had the fishing going. We had Dorado biting. Maybe not really great, but certainly a good steady Dorado bite going of 5 to 10 to 15 pound fish. Some marlin hitting, some wahoo hitting. And it was going along just swimmingly fine. And then all of a sudden, we had a storm come up. That was Tropical Storm Javier. It hit us, dropped a lot of rain on us. I mean, it pushed out a lot of stuff into the ocean. Waters got dirty. We had some wind, but a lot of rain. Well, what happened with that is we had to cancel fishing for one day. Okay, we can live with one day. Things happen. Weather is part of fishing. The next day I was able to get everybody out that had to cancel the day before. I really wasn't really hopeful. Now, when we have a storm, here's what happens. If we get a lot of wind, if we get a lot of rain, it pushes a lot of sediment, a lot of junk into the water, rinses everything off, especially if, like us, like many places, you haven't had rain in a long time. It pushes a lot of stuff through the drains. Waters get murky, the winds turn over the water, harder to find bait. You just never know how it's going to be after a storm. Well, we got everybody out after Javier. Guess what? They came back and they actually caught fish. Now, not a lot of great fishing, but, you know, it was a lot better than we expected. You know, some schoolie-sized Dorado, a couple larger ones, a lot of bonita, which kept the action going, even a couple of marlin hooks. So that was really great. Okay, for the next couple of days, fishing was so-so. We got some Dorado, definitely some action around. The bonita helped us a lot. Sorry about the needlefish. A couple marlin hooked, a couple wahoo hooked. The Dorado fishing, at least everybody got some. You know, maybe 1 to 6 Dorado per boat, maybe a limit of Dorado per boat, but so-so fishing, but at least everybody was out fishing. And then, you know, we watch the weather all of the time. Another storm building up. We see it way to the south of us, a couple hundred miles. It was initially called Invest 12E, I think. Within a day, it had upgraded and it became Tropical Storm K. Okay, not looking good. Within a day after that, it's now Hurricane K, and they're predicting it's going to be a Category 2, Category 3 storm. I mean, we're 100-mile-an-hour winds, so that's not good. So I'm sending out warnings to all of the folks coming down. Check your flights. If you got to cancel, let us know so we can make arrangements. For everyone here, I had to break the news, and it was really bad that it looks like we're not going to be able to fish for a day, maybe 2 days. Well, as it turned out, 3 days we were locked down. Now, let me tell you a couple things about these storms. Jill and I have been through maybe a dozen hurricanes and a bunch of other tropical storms. Most of these storms come through and, you know, they blow through in a day, maybe a day and a half at the most. When we had Odile in 2014, this was the most catastrophic, this was the biggest historic hurricane that Mexico or Baja had ever had. We had 200-mile-an-hour winds, roofs torn off buildings, boats sunk, everything blown away. It was really a mess. It was total chaos. That blew through in about 8 hours, and then, you know, we were able to start cleaning up. Most of these storms come through and they're done. Hurricane K was a pisser, let me tell you. It sat on us for 3 days. Most of these storms move really quickly. Hurricane K sat on us for 3 days, barely moving. And it wasn't like it was a terrible, strong storm. We had a little rain, little drizzle, then the wind would blow, then it would clear up a little bit, then it'd drizzle again, then it stopped, then it would drizzle again. The wind maybe 20 to 40 miles an hour. I mean, some gusts, enough to keep you inside and enough that the port captain closed everything down so we couldn't fish. Enough wind and enough rain so over at Las Arenas, the beach was buried in waves. There's no way we could fish. Just rough enough that everybody had to stay in. The good side of that is that we did not lose electricity. At least if we lost electricity, it wasn't for a long time. When we have these big storms, the biggest problem is not that we can't go fishing, but if the storm continues and you lose electricity, that means You've got 80% humidity, no air conditioning. Think about that. Like sitting in a sauna for a couple days in your room. That means no TV. It means you can't charge your phone, so you can't watch Netflix or TikTok or whatever you do on social media, Instagram, all that stuff. On top of it, a lot of these hotels have pumps that, using electric pumps, pump water into their rooms. So that means on top of no air conditioning, no way to charge your phones, no TV, you also don't have toilets and you don't have showers. A big, major disaster. Fortunately, Kay did not do that to us. Everybody still had electricity. Everybody was still able to at least move around a little bit. If you wanted to walk around in the rain, great. The biggest problem is that we could not fish, and I felt really bad. Some of our folks, some of them are regulars, so they knew that maybe this might be happening, but some came down, it was a special event, or they only had 3 days to fish. Really, really bad. I know there was an anniversary. I know one was a graduation present with a father and son. So we felt really, really bad that they weren't able to fish. Another group, this is the first time that this has happened where I've had groups come down and not be able to fish. Sending them home and just telling them, I'm really sorry. This is something that was out of our hands. Weather's unpredictable, but, just couldn't get out to fish. So today, as I'm doing this, we do have some boats out. I warned everyone that it could be really crappy out there. The waters could be very muddy, murky. There's still waves out there. It's going to be very tough to get bait, but these folks have been locked down for a couple of days in their room, stir crazy, cabin fever, need to get out, so they were more than happy to get out and at least get them on the water, so we're happy for that. So in next week's video, I'll be able to tell you how they did, but as of right now, fingers crossed that at least they're catching something, and thankful that at least we could get them out. Oh, the other thing, for the last couple of days, it's been cloudy, it's been raining. Have not been able to look up other than to see gray up in the sky. Well, this morning, in the dark, putting everybody out, I look up, the sky is clear. You know what's up there? A full moon. Can't get a break. Now, I'm not normally, full moons usually aren't problematic, but on top of everything else, I wish it was a dark moon if I had a choice, but a full moon sitting on top of everything. So for a lot of the folks that we got out today, this is their one and only day that we could get them on the water, because a lot of them have to go home tomorrow. So they hung in there, they're still smiling, a lot of them are still laughing. They tell me they've had a good time, but obviously very disappointed for them and for us that we couldn't get them out. As we're looking at the coming forecast, it looks like everything's going to be clear for the next week or so. So fingers crossed, we're looking forward to everything improving. The waters will settle down, calm down, clear up, and the fish will come back to us. Anyway, a quick wrap up. Thank you very much for checking in with us. Sorry I don't have a lot of photos this week, but like I said, we didn't get out to do a lot of fishing. You take care of each other. God bless. Give us a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next week. I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute.